Hey, y'all, hey, it's your girl Tracy, and I am here with a pressing issue of all of my custom folks who are out here creating fabulous items, but you get stuck on shipping. First, I want to start by saying I get asked many times what you should charge for shipping, and to be honest, I cannot answer that for you because I don't know. I haven't had the opportunity to ship everything that there is out there to ship. I don't know what your finances look like. Would you be okay with, eating some of the cost of shipping, or do you need them to pay every copper penny of that shipping? I don't know what your circumstances are, so I can't fairly answer that question for anyone. What I can do is give you the tools and the information you need to make that executive decision for your business. And also, I want you to know that even if you just put in a starting rate, it's not set in stone. You can always make adjustments to your shipping as you progress in your business. So as business needs warrant maybe an increase or just a different structure of how you do your shipping, that's how we got to roll, okay? From your dashboard, go to settings, and then you want to go to shipping and delivery. All right, so this might look like a lot. We're going to break it down. I'm going to do it as quick as I can. There are a lot of different options available to you, but I want to go through this page first, okay? This right here is where we're going to actually set up the rates. I'm going to revisit that. We're going to go down the rest of the page, and I'm going to explain some things to you. Shipping labels. You can set up to buy them from your carrier, okay? I have not personally done it, but if you want to purchase labels from your carrier, you can do that. You simply just come in here and set that up, okay? I will say from different standpoints, I don't try to count anyone's pockets. You know what I'm saying? So again, what I want to do is equip you with the information. If you are a budding entrepreneur and money is tight, you can print out your shipping labels on a regular printer with regular printer paper and then cut it out and tape it to the package. Or as you progress in your business and you could afford a thermal printer, those are amazing, okay? And then you just buy those off of Amazon and then get the labels from Amazon. So those are two options. So there you go. Delivery expectations, estimated delivery dates. This is just a personal preference. Do you want to show your customer when they could possibly expect their package? Now, it's currently turned off. That's the default, but Shopify tells you what they recommend is to show the delivery date predictions based off of your fulfillment history. So it actually gives them a date, and you can make it next business day, same business day, custom. If you need 3 to 4 days, you can put that in there. Let's say 3 business days to custom make your stuff. You can put that in there. Shop promise. This is actually a sales channel and it's shop. So this is just another sales channel. And if you wish to go through all of this, you can manage the shop. You can start it for free. That is a personal preference. To me, in my opinion, I think you should have as many sales channels as you can to help get your name out there, to help bring business to your website from different angles, not just you posting on social media, but by being connected to Google, being connected to Facebook. It's like you taking orders left and right. That's what we want, right? We don't get in to business with small minds. We don't incur business fees because we just want to make just enough to pay those business fees, right? So add as many sales channels as you can. So you can visit this. I'm not going to dive into this in depth here. Maybe a different video. I'll most likely do that for you, but you can start here for free. That will show up on your store as a sales channel. All right. So if you choose to do that, you could turn it on and set it up. Shipping to pickup points. Now, this is, I don't know if you've ever ordered something from Amazon and you chose to have it shipped to or dropped off by Amazon to a locker. Usually people will do that if they're going to be out of town. They don't want their packages sitting on a porch. With Shopify, though, they are saying that capability is only available if your store fulfillment locations are based in France, Italy, Spain, or the UK, and you use these carriers. But that's all right. That's okay. We got so many other ways. I mean, it's not like we can't ship to P.O. boxes and other addresses anyway. That's that. Local delivery. If you choose to deliver your items to your customer, you can set that up here, and then you'll have to plug in the parameters of which move you to want to do local deliveries. First of all, I hope you charge a delivery fee because gas, last time I checked, was not free. Okay. You could choose to set up by a zip code, delivery radius. So you could say include neighboring regions or states. You can put in the zip code. So if you want to do zip code, what you can do here is enter in the first 3 digits of the zip code and then put an asterisk. Okay, so in my area, I have 146 and I could do asterisk, and then 145, I could do an asterisk. And then you can say, what is the minimum order price? So what would make me motivated to bring this package to you? A minimum order of $50. But this is on you, y'all. This is on you. What would be the delivery fee? $10. That is honestly, if they spend a good amount of money with you, I mean, sometimes the delivery price will be just as much as it costs to ship it, but maybe they trust you more than they trust USPS, right? And then what you can say is you could give the delivery information. This will show up at checkout. So you could say something like, if you choose our local delivery option, please provide specific directions of where the package will go, and make it professional, honey. Our drivers, because we got drivers, honey, even though it's just us. Our drivers will, if you provide a phone number, we can send an SMS message upon delivery, as well as our driver will take a picture as proof of delivery. That's making them feel comfortable, but it's also protecting you, honey. Hey, we take pictures. Yeah, you're not going to say we didn't deliver because we took a picture. Okay? All right. So that is local delivery. Now, if you want to set a delivery radius, you can change it here. So you can click set a delivery radius. It's up to you if you want to include neighboring states or regions. No, we ain't driving that daggone far. But you can edit this rate, local delivery. How far are you willing to go to drop it off? You can say 10 miles, 20 miles, whatever it is. And again, what's going to make you move? $50 order minimum, $10, whatever you want to put, okay? And again, you can also put a message. That is local delivery. If you choose to do a pickup option, you can do that. I just want to forewarn you. If you do a pickup option, your address will show in checkout. If you've ever watched any of my videos, listened to any of my teachings, if you will, I always caution fellow CEOs on providing an address where you lay your head at and where your children sleep. There's crazy folk out there. There are people out there that's not saved. And so this is going to be a personal preference. But if you have like a brick and mortar, or maybe you know a friend who has a brick and mortar and they allow you to, like, use their space for something like this would be perfect. So you would go in here and turn it on. And then you give your expected pickup date. Okay, usually ready in 24 hours, 2 to 4 days. Let's just say, because we do custom items, maybe 2 to 4 days. And then when they pick it up, you can say, bring your confirmation email and or ID, whatever it is that you want to say. Here's another tip. You might want to say, if you do not pick up your order by this time, or your no call, no show, have a rule in place for that. If you can think it, people will do it. Have a rule for that. I've had so many people, listen, let me tell you something. I've been burned enough to unapologetically set parameters like this for my business. I've had people come to my shop and think that they could pay me in Venmo. I'm like, no, I told you, I don't do Cash App. You either pay in cash if you're coming to pick it up, or you're going to get an invoice. Don't assume that just because one person takes Cash App that I'm going to take Cash App, or everybody takes Cash App. I don't do business through Cash App. That's just an example. This is your business. You set the tone of how this process is going to go. So, yeah, you can bring your confirmation, but you're not going to have me waiting all day. You can say your order will be up, provide a phone number so I could tell you when your order is ready for pickup. You have until this date to pick up. If you do not pick it up by this date, shipping is your only option. You may even opt to charge them if they really need it, but there ain't no refunds. Whatever your parameters or rules for this type of situation, this I'm just giving you something to think about. Don't just toggle that thing on and say, "Hey, I'll accept pickups." I want you to think about the address that you're putting on your website on Front Street. I want you to think about all the situations that could occur from offering these extra services. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You want to hope for the best but prepare for the worst type thing so that you're not looking crazy. And I'm not to say that, all of our customers are going to do this, but you might have a couple stragglers who will try it. Okay. So you just want to protect yourself as a business and have some procedures in place, some rules that are on Front Street on your website that's going to tell them how this train runs. Okay. Delivery customizations. You can customize how your buyers see things at checkout. You have to add an actual app, and it tells you right there no apps installed with delivery customizations. Okay. Packages. Let me skip over that for a second because that's a little bit more involved. Use your own rates if you have an existing account. So if you have an account, if you ship a lot of stuff, like I mean daily, like UPS comes to your house, USPS comes to your house to pick up your stuff, and you might have a dedicated account with that carrier, you could connect that account right here. Customize your store name on shipping labels so you can customize how your information shows up. Mine says create a vault. You could put in a custom name, you save it. Packing slip, same thing. It's going to be coded, but if you hit preview template, this is what the customer will see on their packing slip. And of course, if you use a thermal printer, it's going to be what, 4x6. Add a fulfillment service. So if I do drop shipping and I have a contract with someone who does candles, they fulfill my candle orders, they ship on my behalf. You can add that fulfillment service or that partner. You can add their information here. That could also go under the locations that we talked about in settings, that if you have a drop shipping connection or account with someone, you can add that as a different location and show that when you enter in items that are fulfilled by someone else, you can actually adjust the location on the product page. Let's go back to packages. If you have specific packages for specific items, like I have a boutique within my store. If I know that my boutique items would customarily go in a poly mailer, I can add that package in here. You can say box, soft package is what a poly mailer is, and give the dimensions and the weight of that mailer empty. And then you can name it to make it easier for yourself, right? You can also add carrier packages. So if you know that most of your items are going to be heavyweight, you need that USPS priority mail packaging, you can get that here and you can select them. Make sure you know which one it is though, okay? Because there's, like, for instance, these two flat boxes. There's one that opens from the top. There's one that opens from the side and is more like, I don't know, legal size. You know what I'm saying? It's not the type that opens up from the top. So make sure you know which one it is that you have. When you do that, let's go ahead and add one, right? I'm going to add the carrier package, and let's just say this is the package we're going to add. When you're actually adding that information in there, it says store default. You can change whether or not it's going to be default or not. Let's choose another one. Let's get the large flat rate. So once you have more than one in here, you can change which one is the default package. When you go to enter a product, let's just say I haven't done these jelly purses yet, and I'm doing these because it's one of my heaviest items, right? When I go to enter this product, when we come down here to where it says this is a physical item, this is where you could put the default of what package that you must ship this in. These are large items. This can go in a large flat rate box. And when you do enter in the box information, obviously you also want to enter in how much it weighs empty. Okay. So you can choose a default package in which this gets put in. Now, I can hear it now. You're saying Do I need to? So when you enter that, right, you put in the weight of the empty box. As you see that it's right here, it says 0.54 pounds. That's not how much it weighs. I don't think, is it? And you can also enter in how much the item weighs. So I know that these purses weigh 2 pounds. So if you ship based off of carrier rates, having these type of things in play, what boxes things are shipped in, how much the actual item weighs. For instance, one of my homegirls is a printing business. If she prints banners, how much does that 8 foot long banner weigh? Number one, that's the product weight. How much is that box that you ship those banners? Because pretty much it's going to be the same box, right? You know that all these banners go into this type of box, one of those long, skinny ones. Or someone who sells DTFs and might have to roll game sheets, you know they typically go in like a long rectangular box. How much is that box empty? Make sure you put that in the package setting and then enter in, if you can, how much the weight of like a gang sheet. Put in the weight of one gang sheet. So if you sell gang sheets and you do 22 by 180, weigh that. Weigh it. How much does 22 by 180 gang sheet weigh? Ooh, wait. Are we losing out on shipping prices or what are we doing? I don't know. Some of y'all might charge flat rate. That's fine too. That's cool. That's cool. Again, I'm not in everyone's business and I don't know what your method to this shipping madness is. I'm just here to equip you with the information to make that decision on your own, okay? So that is the packaging, okay? You can list them here and then change it, the default, whatever you want to do, assign it to your products. Now let's get into the nitty and the gritty, the shipping. So it looks kind of scary at first. All you got to do is click this button here, scroll on down, and this is the default of what Shopify does. It automatically assumes that, hey, I know you're going to be shipping domestic, United States. Okay, cool. Now, for international, it's up to you on if you ship international. There's different rules and regulations shipping internationally. If you choose not to ship internationally, you can delete the zone completely. Okay? If not, you want to edit the zone and take out or put in whatever it is you want to take out and put in. Like for Canada, we don't know what the cost to ship to Canada. I know that they spend a lot of money. It's a lot. So I would go with just how they have it here, and that is based off of the carrier rates. Okay, and if you want to charge an extra handling fee, let me just go ahead and knock this out the box. Handling fee is typically used when you do the based off of carrier rates, because what happens is when you charge based off of carrier rates, that means the customer is going to get charged what USPS or UPS would charge you with a discount, because if you go through Shopify or Pirate Ship that can be integrated into Shopify, they both give you discounts. Okay? Both of those options are cheaper than going to the counter. I promise you that. Shopify is going to charge your customer what USPS would charge minus whatever discounts they have contracted between the two of them. Nothing more, nothing less. And the only issue with that is you are pretty much using your product profits to recoup shipping supplies. So shipping tape, shipping boxes, if you use anything other than USPS, like priority boxes, those are free. But boxes, tape, bubble wrap, anything that has to do with shipping, you can't recoup that when you charge off of carrier rates unless you add like an additional flat rate amount. I just want you to think to yourself, however, that your customers aren't dumb. They're going to see, okay, I ordered $50 worth of this. My shipping charges is $6. And then there's a handling fee of $2. What's that? So I want you to think about that. You could do a percentage. You could do like $1, an extra dollar or two. Talk to some of your business friends. Ask them if they charge flat rate handling fees. Most businesses that I have talked to do not. But like I said, I just want to equip you with the information. I wouldn't see anything wrong with at least an extra dollar if you're charging based off of the carrier rates. Because, like I said, there's no wiggle room to recoup your shipping costs as far as the materials. What happens when you charge stuff like flat rates? If you charge a customer a $10 flat rate, there is room in there to recoup the cost of your shipping supplies, because if you charge them a $10 flat rate and it only costs them $4.28, just an example, to get there, that means the rest of that shipping fee is helping you recoup your cost of shipping supplies. Some of y'all ordering them boxes from Uline, bubble wrap, all that. So that's where flat rates, that's where flat rates help out. But you have to have some kind of idea what it would cost to ship. To know the exact amount is going to be tough, because how much something costs to ship to New York is going to be different from how much it costs to ship to California. Shipping costs are based off of weight and distance. So are you going to know all 50 states? Probably not. But what you can do is start off by charging based off of carrier rates. Maybe add that little extra dollar flat rate handling fee. And as your business starts to get more and more orders, you can analyze what your typical shipping rate is. What if all of your shipping rates based off of the orders that are coming through are all less than $5? You can either set your rate at $5 or maybe even $6. That means you're making $1 and some change off of each order, because the typical order costs less than $5. You see what I'm saying? As business owners, we have to do that. We have to, okay, we're going to try it like this, and then we're going to watch what the next 10 orders is going to look like for shipping fees and see if we got to adjust that, okay? Put that on the calendar, Chatty Cathy, okay? Chatty's gonna take notes. All right. So I want, again, equipping you with the information. So for instance, I myself, this is my store, I am not going to ship internationally. So I am going to delete this zone. Okay. So now all we got is the domestic. So these are the default rates in which Shopify puts in here. You could delete them. I would leave the free. So if you plan on offering a free shipping option, leave that one there. And then I would say delete the rest and then build off of or edit these other ones, right? We're going to talk about the different ways that you can charge. So let's get in here. I'm going to click add rate just so that you can see. Here are your shipping options. You can ship based off of the carrier rates, and I just explained that. You can ship based off of a flat rate. And then there's these other options. You can ship based off of the item weight or the order price. Based off a carrier, flat rate, item weight, order price, and then there's free shipping. You choose with this information what is best for your business. So if we do the carrier rates, you just select that, and then you want to be familiar with which one of their services you want to offer. So UPS is typically, you can choose like next day air, second day air, and then there's UPS standard, ground saver, ground. I would maybe do, me personally, I would do those three, maybe even second day air. I've never had anyone ask for that, but I'm just giving this to you. You can say automatically show new shipping services to customers when they become available. Sure, why not? You can also offer, like I said, that flat rate. You can put $1. Done. Now with UPS, they will always make you confirm that you're a business. So if I click save right here, this is what UPS does. I agree with the local and destination laws for selling and shipping pharmaceuticals. You got to agree to this stuff, look it over, and then they ask about your business. So name, address, phone number. That's a requirement to ship through UPS. They do that every time you use them, as far as like once you set it up. Once you set it up, it's done. You only have to fill that information out once. But I just want you to know what that is should you choose to ship through UPS. Okay, so let's edit that rate. Let's go to USPS. So with USPS, usually you have ground advantage, priority, first class mail. Sure, notify the customers of new shipping services. And then if you want to choose that flat rate, you could do that here. Click done. Okay. That's all you have to do at this point. I can even delete this. If I'm only doing USPS, and the only other thing I would have to do is edit this rate, which is free shipping. So if I edit this rate, if I decide that yes, I do want to do free shipping, put in what your standard shipping time is. You wouldn't put anything here because it's free. You can remove conditional pricing, but usually we're not offering free shipping for anybody, right? It's based off of some kind of parameter. It's either item weight or order price, which is typically order price. You can say my customers will receive free shipping at $150 minimum. You leave maximum out because it don't make no sense to put a maximum. You're going to start charging them again at $300? No. All right, let's edit this rate now. So now we have USPS, and then we have free shipping on orders $150 on up. That's all. You're done. Click save. So that is based off of carrier rates. Now I want to show you, I'm going to delete that entirely. We just have our free shipping rate. We're going to leave that there at $150. I'm not going to mess with that anymore. We're going to talk about the other important rates. Use flat rates. Again, plug in your shipping time. And then if I talked about this a little bit earlier, I said if you want to charge a flat rate of $10, that means that everything that you ship, anything, is a flat rate of $10. For me, that would be an issue because I know my customers will jump camp if I send them a bracelet from my boutique or a pair of earrings even, and it weighs like an ounce and I charge $10. But if you deal with more bulkier items, t-shirts, tumblers, stuff like that, that is a safe zone. But I'm just trying to give you an idea of just being careful of throwing numbers up here. It has to make sense for the type of products you have in your store. Okay. There is a way that you can add conditional pricing. You can say based off of weight. When you do that, you need to have the weight on your products. I forgot to say this, but I have mentioned it in the adding products to your store. When you base your shipping off of weight, or you base your shipping based off of the carrier rates, your shipping costs are not going to be accurate unless you add the weight to your items. Shopify nor the carriers know how much your items weigh. You need to put that in there. If you don't want to put it in there, don't charge by weight. If you go by what the carrier charges, just know your shipping just may be off. Very important. I talked about this in the product page in adding products to your Shopify store. I talked about that. I might even talked about it in the bulk editing video. Watch the bulk editing video if you want to switch that type of shipping method and you need to add the weights. Go to the bulk editing video. I show you how to add the weight from one view without having to go into each and every product. Okay. Let's just say if the item is 0 to 2 ounces, we are going to charge $2. Let's just say $4. $4 for shipping. All right. And it's up to you if you want to have conditional pricing there. You can base it off of item weight or order price. I'm going to give you an example of how it was back when I was selling paparazzi. It is one of the easiest ways I can explain it. Back in the day, it's changed now, but back in the day, paparazzi accessories, jewelry was typically $5. I set up a lot of websites for a lot of paparazzi consultants around COVID time, and they had tiers to their shipping. So let's just say we're going to charge $4 based off of the item weight. If it weighs 0 to 4 ounces, it's going to be $4. Click done. This is how the tier goes. Flat rate, we're going to say $4.50. Yep, they did that based off of the weight. Okay, so here is where I want you to pay attention. Okay, add a rate. We said 0 to 4 ounces, and it was $4, right? $4.50 if the weight is 4.1 to 6 ounces. Why did I put that 4.1 there? Because I want you to take a look at this. If you tell Shopify that up to 4 ounces, 4 ounces is the maximum for this $4 rate, you can't put the minimum for this new rate as the minimum because it's going to confuse the system. Think about telling your teenager, okay, if it weighs up to 4 ounces, charge $4. But if it starts at 4 ounces, then charge 450. They're gonna be like, huh? That's how Shopify is looking at you. Okay. So let me do this again. Add a rate. Flat rate, 3 ounces. Let's say $5 for the next level. We're gonna do based off of, so that one was 6. We're gonna do 6.1 up to 8. This is literally how they did their shipping fees. So 0 to 4, $4. 4.1, 450. 6.1 to 8, $5. The maximum cannot be the same as the minimum. The maximum on one level of a tiered shipping can't be the same as the minimum. Think, like I said, think about telling your teenager and sending them off to the post office. Well, if it's up to 6 ounces, then you can charge 450. But if it starts at 6 ounces, then charge 5. They're gonna be looking at you cross-eyed. The same thing. Okay. So again, I'll do one more. What was our maximum? Our maximum here was 8 ounces. 550. And then the conditional is, so it'll be 8.1 to 10. Right? Done. Now let's just say that's the most that they want to charge their customer. But now you're telling Shopify to do your shipping rates based off of weight, right? If you still want to offer free shipping, you have to adjust that as well. We're going to say weight, right? The last the last one was 10 ounces. Remember, you don't want to confuse the system. It's the same thing. Go up here, edit rate for the free shipping. Don't have to touch that. Based off of order weight, it's going to be 10.1. And then leave the maximum out. And I want you to look at it. We got a little pattern. 0 to 4, 4.1 to 6, 6.1 to 8, 8.1 to 10, 10.1 on up. We get free shipping. Pause it, run it back, ask questions, but you got this, sis. I promise you. Okay? It's got to be clicking. It's got to be clicking, right? Breathe. It's okay. The next form of shipping is based off of price. Same concept. Go to use flat rate. Okay. You could say, and I'm going to still use paparazzi. So they did, it was $5. We're going to do by price, right? We already did weight. By price. Let's do a new one. Flat rate, 3, 4 business days, whatever. This is going to be based off of price, and I'm still going to use paparazzi. So the minimum price, their cheapest item was $5, right? Minimum price of $5. Let's just say up to, so 2 items will be $10, right? So let's just say $10. I'm going to charge $4.50. Now, we're dealing with dollars and cents, y'all. So the next one, our maximum on this level or this tier is $10. Tell me what the minimum for the next tier is going to be. Anyone? Anyone? Add a rate. Add a conditional based off of order price. Let's just say this is going to be $5. The minimum for the next tier would be $10.01. We're going to go up to 20 on this one. Done. You see? 5 to 10, 10.01 to 20. Next rate, we're going to say $6. I don't know why you don't select the whole thing. Okay, based off of order price. The last one was $20. We're going to do $20 and 1 copper penny up to 30. Let's do it again. Repetition, repetition. 5 to 10, 10.01 to 20, 20.01 to 30. Let's do $30 and 1 copper penny. Come on, y'all. Y'all got this. $30.01 to $50. They're going to get charged $7. Some of them capped out at $7.50. So let's just say that's the last of it, right? 5 to 10, 10:01 to 20, 20:01 to 30, 30:01 to 50. Let's come up here and alter our free shipping option. The last one we did was based off of weight. Now we're going to base it off of price. The last price was 50.01. On up, leave the maximum alone. 5 to 10, we're going to charge $4.50. $10.01 to $20, we're going to charge $5. $20.01 to $30, we're going to charge that. 30 and 1 cent to 57. $50.01, you get free. When I tell you it matters, it matters. How do I know? Based off of the numerous websites that I have set up. It matters. I don't want y'all to get scared. Again, that's why I did this video. And guess what you could do? Pause it, rewind it. What did she say? And again, I want you to understand the concept. You cannot say to your teenager, if they charge me between $5 to $10, then charge them $4.50 for shipping. But if they charge me $10 to $20, then you could charge them $5. Listen to how that sounds, sis, brother, fam. How does that sound to you? Does it sound crazy? You have to add that extra 1 cent for it to make a difference and not to confuse the system. We have covered based off of carrier rates for UPS and USPS. We talked about the international rates. You know, they typically use DHL. I would leave that alone until you start wading in those waters at some point in your business. We talked about flat rate. Okay, you could do a flat rate. We talked about just a simple flat rate. You're going to charge $6 based off of anything. That's no conditional anything. That's not based off of weight or price. That's just straight $6. Or you could do what's called like a tiered type of cost based off of weight or order price. Run this back if you need to. Pause it. Let it sit. It is not hard. Don't make it harder than it is. I promise you. It's not. If you follow this tutorial step by step. As always, you can ask your questions down below. If you're watching this on my YouTube, I ask, with all these gems that I give for the free.com, it is free.com for you to like, subscribe, comment, and share this out to other business besties. Let me know if you have questions. I am here for you. You got this, and let's go get that money. Holidays are coming up. You want to be prepared, not get prepared. You want to be prepared. Let's set these shipping rates up. Make sure we don't lose out on any money that we may need. Now it's your turn to apply it to your business and make the executive decision on how you want to charge for your shipping, okay? See y'all in the next video.